Here is a new kit for you all. I'm super excited. I know it has been a while since I've been on here. And this is That's Just Penny, and I am Penny. And I'm super excited to show the new kit that I've got. It is a heart pocket set with journal pages. And it is the double hearts. This becomes a spine. You can also use this as a mini junk journal as well, or a mini journal. But it has a pocket that you create, and then it has a pocket that goes on top. So it has ephemera with it, or I'm sorry, a little bit of embellishments. Not really ephemera, but embellishments. Super excited for this. Just now, this moment, and that's a little bit about some fireside going on there. And it says, "You are known, loved, worthy, and chosen." So I'm super excited for this. I love the firesider image and things like that. So to go along with this beautiful Christmas, kind of like a Christmassy rose type pattern. And then I do have the journal pages. Super excited for that. I printed on the back as well. This is a journal page. And I left, I think there's like 3 journal pages. There is these 2, and then there's the blank background page, like a scrapbook page or whatever. So you just fold those in half. Let's get into this beautiful, I just called it Heart Pocket Set with journal pages because I just could not come up with a name. But I could do just now, this moment. And basically, you're going to, I did leave the stroke lines. You're going to fold the heart here in the middle, okay? Then you're going to glue the 3 sides, all right? And you're going to leave the top double open so you can put stuff in, right? This pocket is supposed to go on top of this, the front. This is the, if you want this, you don't need this. If you want a flat pocket, just cut that gray off. But if you want a deeper pushed out pocket to add more in, you're going to need this little gray area. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cut this out, and you're going to have to snip it down here, and you're going to have to snip, 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 so it will fold over. You're going to have to miter those and snip those, just like if you're doing a seam or something in sewing. You're going to have to, of course, you can angle these down, but you're going to need to snip in here to make these actually, and I didn't have time to to design all that, so I'm just going to tell you about just to snip these, okay, so that it will fold over, so you can place this on top of your front cover, your little front little heart. Now, if you want to use this as a journal, don't glue, don't glue these sides, all right? You can have a cute little journal if you want to. And you can print as many of these, as you want. And if you do want pages, just keep in mind that when you print, like if you want to print more of these, or you want to use it as a template or whatever, just keep in mind that if you print and you thinking that you're going to print 10 of these and you want to stick them together and make a journal, just remember that you need to change the size. The cover needs to be bigger, okay? So if you want to make a journal, a little mini book, then this needs to be, you need to have 1 sheet for your cover, a little bit, original size. Then the other fill-in sheets that you do, for the pages, you will need them to decrease the percentage, okay? And then that way, that will give you that little bit of centimeter increments that you need so that the pages will fit inside the cover, okay? And then, of course, you can use this as a template to cut your own pages out. And don't ever think that I waste these pages. I most certainly do not. Even though they don't match quite with the pocket, that don't mean that I can still cut these. If I wanted to cut these and use these, or use these in a journal, in another journal. I didn't print double on these. But if I wanted to do a journal, I could make pockets or something. I could cut this out and make pockets and not waste this paper. I'm definitely not going to waste that paper. Even though I printed it, it didn't quite match my pockets. Okay, so I hope you understood about how to put the pocket together. You can read the instructions. I'm going to go through it for you here, and actually create the pocket, and then that way you will be able to see how that it is actually put together. Now, You are welcome to cut away the black line, or you're welcome to leave the black line. The reason the black lines are there is the fact that if you have a cutting machine, it will be able to pick up those lines without any trouble. Now, once I cut this out, I may have to adjust it just a little bit. As far as when I fold it, it may need for a pocket, it might need a little bit of adjusting. Might need a little bit of trimming because obviously I'm cutting this out by hand and it's not going to be the same. As you can tell, going around these curves, I'm not quite getting it quite on that line, or actually cutting the line away. So on some I'm cutting the line away, and on some, don't worry, I'm going to distress it as well. So if you have like little glitches in here like I'm doing, like some is I left the black line on, so I didn't, no worries, because I'm going to fold this together and see how this looks, trim it, and then I will distress it, so no worry. Okay, so here's my little journal cover or my little pocket, and I can choose either side. Looks like, woohoo, I can choose this side. I'm going to fold this in like so. Make sure that it is pretty well lined up. Now, if you, for a pocket, if you don't like these little sticking out thingies, if you don't like it, you can cut those off if you want to. You can miter those down if you want. It's up to you. I did that so those that wanted to make a actual journal could. So I still want to leave that there. I don't have to. I can cut those off if I want, or I can obviously fold it inside if I want to as well. If you don't want to see that, you can fold it, you know, fold it and fold it inside. But for me, I like it. And the reason I do is because when I put my pockets in my journals and things like that, now obviously I can sew this together. I can sew it instead of gluing, and I can eliminate this little edge. But for those who wants to make a journal out of it, you're going to need to leave that spine. Those that don't, you just want pockets, you can just cut that off. It's no big deal. But I like to put mine in my Bible and in my journals. And when I do that, I like to have my paper clips, right? So this little spine right here gives me that option to actually paper clip it to the edge where it's not sticking out. So let me see if I can find, here, let me find a book. Okay, so here's a book. So what I'm saying is, like, when I stick it in my book, you see how it's right on that edge, and it has that edge. Okay, so I can put my paper clip there. Let me see if I even have a paper clip available. I don't, of course. I don't have a paper clip. Stuff's falling on my head. Yeah, I don't have a paper clip available. So, but if I did paper clip this into my book, that flat edge there is going to be perfect. Okay. Now, like I said, if that flat edge bothers you, just cut it away. It's no big deal. It's not a big deal. Trim it up just a little bit. Okay. And then, too, you can also put it like in a journal. If you want to sew it to a journal inside a signature, you can do